The reason why I called you here is because I would like to invite our village Omona so that they will come and assist us to share our father's property.
Well, you have spoken well, my brother. It's a very nice idea.
You know, as the first son, they have to help us. It's not that I don't want to share the property, but I want them to help us so that they will share everything amicable. Them will be a witness into our father's property. What do you have to say about that?
Well, you have spoken well, my brother. I don't have problem. You did a very right choice. The only thing is that they have to share it in appropriate way so that you two will be happy, I will also be happy. So they have to do it in the right way. That's only where my concern is.
I hope Omona will help us to share.
Of course, they will do.
My brother. The reason why I call everybody here is because I think all of us here now have all grown up. And I think we need to share our father's property so that whatever anybody wants to use in school for, he can be able to use it. So I think the property will be shared basically on our mother's household as the tradition. What I mean is that in our tradition here in this village, our tradition here, based on mother's household, the land we have, what I mean is as tradition demands, the land we have will be shared into two parts. Take one with your brother and one for myself.
Hey.
As the tradition.
Yeah, do you know they're a very wicked boy? Something in me told me that you are up to something.
Tell him.
How can you practically telling us that the land our father left for us before his demise, that he want to share into two parts based on mother household, blah blah blah. Knowing fully well that we are three men in this house, which means the land has to be shared into three parts. One for you, one for I, and one for Fondo. What do you actually mean by mother's household? What are you up to? Where do you gather this maybe?
Ask him, senior, ask him.
Don't joke with that because I'm not making rubbish.
Not you, including me. What I mean, my brother, is that this thing is not a quarrel. It's based on as the tradition demands.
Your statement begets nothing but psychological defeatism. I cannot accept that. What kind of nonsense is this?
Senior, allow him. He's the only one that knows tradition. We don't know tradition. We don't know tradition.
Take it with you.
It's not woman that
Nonsense.
Now that I know they are wicked, it's not that knows tradition.
If you want more, we give you more. We are waiting for you people. If you people want more, we give you more. We give you more. Are we going to work for you?
I'll kill myself.
You are sharing it. I have no share to every part of them. You are not going to do this. You are not like what you are doing. You are too strong for them. That's why they are doing stuff like this.
Yabuna umibuge kwa
Yabuna
umuna
that land will be shared into 3 equal parts. Once I'm still alive, the land must be shared into 3
So that I will be able to get my own.
I trust you,
I will be
Mama.
able to get my own.
We must do with them, oh. We will not allow them to rest. If they need war, we give them.
Imagine that stupid boy. That guy don't know me. That guy don't know me. Is that guy is really there with me?
Let me tell you. Don't agree to it. I disagree.
All I know is that that is our tradition. And we have already shared the land. Whether they like it, whether they like it or not, we have shared the land.
I disagree with your mother. This land is here. I disagree with you.
Is the final. Whether they like it or not, I don't know.
I disagree with you.
Are you even my brother? I don't even know if you're my brother.
I disagree with you.
I don't even know if you're my brother at all. Why will you do such? Why will you even share such things? I don't even like it. I don't like it. Just come home.
Even though the elders
Don't agree. Just come home first. Come home. You will meet us at home. You will meet us at home. Just become it. Don't agree.
even though Monna told me to share the land into 3 parts, I will agree.
To you all, my dear listeners, this moment harbors eagerness, setting the stage for a remarkable journey into a new fruitful month. I therefore seize this opportunity to welcome you guys into this month and also wish you a happy, fruitful, and blessed new month. I urge you all to put in your contributions as I drive you slowly and smoothly through a wonderful process. The theme for today's episode is Life After School. Have you ever wondered what it is like for a graduate to pass through the process of primary to secondary to tertiary level of education? The stress, the numerous strikes, the uncountable and difficult impromptu tests and assignments, the trekking under rain and hot sun. Oh my God, I believe that your leg will be screaming, oh my God, please help me, please help me. Or is it the bad food combination? If actually your belly can talk. I think it would be nice for every graduate to host a feast to apologize to their legs and to their stomach for what they did to them during their days in the higher institution, because man, these two parts of the body, they saw shaking. Yes, they saw shaking. You know, the joy and the ecstasy that filled the atmosphere on the matriculation day is not by any bit compared to the joy on the graduation day. The enthusiasm and hope on the matriculation day fades away as these people that are being matriculated yearly journey down the valley of education. It's not easy. They go through the stress of year one registration and hope that someday this stress will pay. Maybe it's a good befitting job. But what did they get in return after graduation? Unemployment, roaming around the streets. Oh my God. So let me take you down to the lane on your graduation day. You couldn't believe you were graduating. It sounded strange to you. You looked at yourself and your friends on the same gown, and you felt the urge to cry because you might not see them again. 4 years, 5 or more, according to the course you offered, or the circumstances surrounding the number of years you stayed in school, already passed. Now you are faced with the reality. It's time to face the outside world alone. It's time to stand on your own and fend for yourself, because there will be no feeding money from your parents or pocket money, as some of you do call it. There will be no means of exporting from your parents, because I know that most of you really dealt with your parents. Like, you really dealt with your parents. They say you should bring 2,000, you tell them, mommy, they say we should bring 5,000 naira. Now, there is no means for that again. But let's leave that. That will be a topic for another day. The parents, some of your parents starved just to pay your fees. They did menial jobs to see that you lack nothing in school. And now, They wanted to return the favor, but you got nothing to show. After your graduation, you broke the good news to your parents. And they were so happy that you've graduated because they waited patiently and so dearly for that day. And they celebrated you. Now expectations will be very high. But no show. Luckily for you, your name appears in the shortlisted names of the people going for their National Youth Service Corps. Unfortunately, they posted it to a very faraway states. Maybe those states where the rate of terrorism is high, or the states that will take you like 2 to 3 days before you arrive. And note that in this process, or in this 1 year service, most people lost their lives. Maybe while going for the service, you hear that some corps members were involved in a ghastly motor accident. You know, all sort of like, God, bad stories. But you were lucky to finish hale and hearty. Now, you are now faced with the reality, the real reality. You know, this youth service is just like a means to reduce pressure. It's just like a means to reduce pressure, because if not for this 1 year youth service, man, most people will fall into depression. Some might even commit suicide, because having no job for 1 year after school, you can imagine what the pressure will be like. So thanks to the federal government for this 1 year service that they mapped out for every graduate. Then those of your uncles and father's friends that promised to give you a befitting job once you graduate from school, they start telling cock and bull stories. Those people that said, enter school. When you come out, there is job everywhere, there is this, there is that. Now you will be like, where is now the job? Or is it that they were telling fairy stories or what? You will now be faced with the reality. I mean the real reality. The stress you passed through in school, the frustrations, everything now dawns on you. You will feel like, you will feel so depressed. Then, you have to ask yourself, why? Why is there no job in the country? Or is it that there is job in the country, but some things are stopping the graduates from getting the job? Oh, what happened? You need to ask yourself these questions. Having highlighted the graduate plight, yes, I know the graduates, they go through so many things, because when you see a graduate hunting for a job, when you see a graduate that is hunting for a job, they look so frustrated, miserable, dejected. In fact, they look sorrowful and pitiful. Or if you mistakenly sit closer to them on a bus, you will regret ever boarding the public transport in your life, because they will pour their frustrations on you. You know what it means, carrying your fire jacket and wearing suits under the hot sun every day looking for a job. They will tell you one story or the other. Some companies you will go to, they will tell you to pay, is it pass fee? Some call it consultation fee, attention fee. Just you can imagine. There are even some they call powerful handshake, my dear. Powerful handshake. I would like to hear what they call it for, because I know you passed through this. I would like to hear what they called it from you in the comment section. I'm a first class graduate of med and such, and this and that. In this country, they don't care what you carry, except you have connections. You have way to sort yourself in, I beg your pardon. You just try to imagine how a first class graduate of petroleum engineering will be roaming the streets, unemployed, while a third class graduate of zoology will be proudly working in a bank. Sorry, I don't mean to demean any course. I'm just using it for an instance. Someone that read medicine might be working in an agriculture sector, something like that. You read what are they? You read law, then you'll be working in sports sector, something like that. You try to You try to, as in, see things. You just try to see reasons why such thing happens. Does it mean that those people that read zoology that are working in banks know the course more than you that read banking and finance? No. It's just because of corruption, or maybe you didn't know what you did in school. Having highlighted the graduate plight, I think there is need for us to look deeper into the cause of this menace. Because there is no smoke without fire. There is no smoke without fire. And we can't keep talking about unemployment, there is no job, this, without emphasizing on corruption. Yes, both of them have link. Yeah, they have a link. You can't just keep talking about it without emphasizing on corruption. First of all, the family. How does the family play a role in the rate of unemployment in the society? You know that the family is the stronghold of every child, and it plays a vital role in the growth and behavior of every child. How? When your child comes back from school, he or she will be happy. Mommy, I came first, I came second. You also jubilate with the child, knowing the capability of your child. You know that your child cannot be able to earn the first position or the second position. But you just, wow, my dear, you tried. Without telling that your child, bring your result sheet, let me examine it. Let me check. Yes, parents, we need to do more. We need to do more because family is the number one. It is the bedrock. It is the bedrock. Because, okay, if you now try to check that result sheet, you will be forced to believe that something is actually going wrong somewhere. That there is an underground work that is going on somewhere. But you might not be able to place your hands on it except you look deeper. He or she scored less than 50%, which is the average. Then he came first or second. How possible? Does it mean that all his or her classmates are dumb? Does it mean no one had above 50%? My dear parents, we have a lot of work to do. Yes, we have a lot of work to do. Or is it the movie your children see, what they hear? All these things needs to be checkmated. Because when the only movie your child watch is a movie where students in the higher institution sorting their way, either in cash or in kind, he or she will be forced to believe that this is the in thing, this is the real thing, this is how to do it. So if he or she steps into the higher institution, he will find his or herself sorting his way out. Yeah, if you fail a course, you will just meet you, sir, how do you want it? Mama, how do you want it? They will pay or do the other one, anyhow. Because that is what they've been watching in movies. So, parents, we have a lot of work to do. Yes, we have a lot of work to do. Then the number two, the church. Some of these ordained men of God, they feast on the sheep that are kept in their watch to take care of. The church is supposed to be a medium where good morals are being inculcated in children. In a society where there is high religious interference, then the rate of corruption is supposed to be on the low. But what is happening in our society? Everywhere church, from this pole to this pole, you see church, from here to here, you see church, but still, corruption is high. Why? Because the ordained men of God, they have failed, like most parents failed. Then from there, we move to the school. Yeah, because, when you say school, that it is school, that is when your child entered school, that she started misbehaving. Mama, Papa, I disagree with you. I strongly disagree with you. Because those people you see there in school, they came from a family. Yes, they came from a family. And most of them, even in their 100 level, they've already gone wild. They've already gone wild. So the few incorruptible ones there, when they start mingling with these ones that's already corrupt, they will just, their morals will just degenerate. And they will join the crowd, because they say if you cannot beat them, you join them. You cannot beat them, you join them. That is why it's hard to see people who are still, who their moral values are still intact when they graduate from school. Most of these lecturers, I'm sorry to say it, the handouts they give to their students, they photocopy it. Handout of since 1996. Handout of since 2000. Does it mean there is no advancement? Does it mean that it's the same thing they were teaching then that they're still teaching now? There is no addition or subtraction? Because I know that as we advance, both in technology, there are some things that will be removed and there are some things that will be added. But they will just photocopy it like that and give you. Then you read. And you also, that thing they give you is what you will give them back. And if you find yourself in such position of being a lecturer, you will still follow suit. You will follow such pattern. You will still photocopy that handout the lecturer gave to you and give to your students. Is it supposed to be so? Well, these lecturers are not supposed to be blamed because the people that taught them did same for them. So it's just like a pattern that they are following, and nobody has come out to say, this hedge needs to be broken. No, this is not the normal way to follow. I cannot follow this way. Let me make a change. It is hard to see lecturers that can stand and say, no, I will not follow this pattern. Let me create a change. It is very hard. When a student asks a lecturer a question in class, sir, please, I'm confused. I don't understand this topic. The next thing you hear is, meet me in the office. Really? For what? Meet you in the office for what? You see, meet you in the office for what? And the few that are now reading, the few that reads, they will just lose confidence. They will lose confidence. You know what I'm talking about. If you are a graduate, you know what I'm talking about. If you are the type that read, you know what I'm talking about. Because when you see your mates, even during exam, 1 week to exam, they still go to parties, they still flex. They don't even do as if exam is fast approaching. You will start thinking, what is happening? And even you just be tired to read. You just be tired to read. Because even if after reading, some lecturers are wicked to the extent that after reading, they will still tell you to do 1 or 2 things before you will pass. I don't really blame them. Because all these things started from the scratch, the roots, which is the family. Because if parents are doing their job, I know most parents are trying, but a lot needs to be done. Yes, I know most parents are trying to bring up their children in a God-fearing way, but the children might choose to deviate. Yeah, the children might choose to deviate from that better way. So I'm not talking about such parents, but even if, no matter what your child does, just try your best. At least let the blame not be on you. In case tomorrow that child becomes a notorious somebody in the society, you can be able to stand and say, I taught you good things, but you decided not to follow my pattern. But you decided to deviate from what I do teach you. So, my dear listeners, we don't need to always heap the blame on the government that there is no job. I want to tell you that there is job in the society, but the problem is that those same people that were sorting their way in and out during the university days are also the people that are occupying those vacancies in different companies. Then when that stressed yourself. You kept late nights in night class.
This will be a very big problem now. If I'm to suggest, I would have said let's share the land into 3. But I'm a woman. I will not be one to decide. What you should do now, I'm suggesting, run to your Ikunne and see your uncle. Tell him all these things. He will have something to tell you. Please.
I support what brother is saying, you know.